In 2020, a hit video game came out that would revolutionise gaming worldwide and would be beloved by players everywhere. That game was The Last of Us Part 2. However, the following year, another video game would be released.
And that video game is Archvale, a bullet ballet JRPG Legend of Zelda-like game that was developed, and I've got their names written down, by ADOZ and Pops. So before we delve into what the game Archvale is all about, I thought we'll delve into what the title's all about. So I got my dictionary, and Archvale is a combination of two words in a sort of portmanteau. It's got arch and you've got vale. So let's find out what these words mean. V for veil. V for veil. Viticulture, videotape. Veronica, fast. Where's veil? Vamp, valve. Vale is a noun, means valley. So you've got valley. Then arch begins with an A. A-R. There's a lot of words that begin with A-R. But where's arch? Okay, so there's quite a lot in here about it. So arch could be an adjective, meaning superior and knowing. It could mean coyly, playful, like archly. It also could be combined with chief to form arch chief or arch enemy. Or it could be a noun. So it could mean curved structure supporting a bridge or roof, or something curved, or the curved lower part of the foot. So Archvale, valley of the feet. And now we'll go over to our expert to explain what the game is all about.
Hello, audience person. So, Archvale is a game where you are in a world that's somewhat randomly generated, and there's squares of places, and there are little enemy people roaming around the squares, and then you're a guy with a sword and you're whacking these little things, and then you keep walking through the squares, and there's fountains, and to save yourself from dying from attacks from the little animals and people who are attacking you, you go to the fountain and you get health. And then there are dungeons, and sometimes there are bosses, and when you defeat the bosses, you get pieces of an arch. And because it's Archvale, there's, I think, 7 arches, because there's like 7 big areas with like grass and ice and jungle, and you get the pieces of the arch, and you build the arch, and then there's a king, and you fight the king, and then I think everyone's happy after that. And there's also like this moon, and you're on the moon, and then lasers are firing. You have to jump over the lasers, and there's a piggy bank, and potions and stuff. It's really good.
I came to London, the capital of the United Kingdom, to find out what the British public think of Archvale. Let's go and ask this guy. Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yeah?
Have you played the video game Archvale?
No.
You heard of it?
No.
Do you play any video game?
No.
That was too long.
Now Archvale is famous for having 3 difficulty settings. 1, 2, 3. Each of these settings represents a different challenge that you might face in the game. So number 1 is easy. Number 2 is medium difficulty, and number 3 is hard difficulty. We got a pro gamer now to talk about playing Archvale on hard.
So Archvale is a very difficult game where you die a lot in it, and it's very painful to die loads, but it's very fun, and it's just very difficult to be able to, master the game on medium difficulty. It is such a pain in the ass, but it can be very fun, and it's quite a good addictive game, but it is very challenging and very, very difficult, very, very difficult, harder than Dark Souls by a million miles, and I've never played that, but if I played it, it would be difficult.
Go.
Now, one of the reasons that IDOZ and Pops made Archvale was to sell the game and make money off of it. However, not everyone bought the game. Here's a reason why.
So the question is, why didn't I buy Archvale, and why don't I buy Archvale? Because I've got a very good reason for that. So I don't want Jamie to be living off the coattails of my success. I don't want him to think, oh, I couldn't do that without Ben. I couldn't do. Oh, no way I could do that. I just want him to really believe in himself and be able to pull it off. And he's managed to do it. So I'm really impressed with him. He's a good guy, and I couldn't be more proud of him. I'm not going to buy it though. Fuck that.
In the early days of video games, gamers would have had to have invited a piano player around their house to provide the soundtrack. But now, video games have their own soundtrack. So let's hear a little bit about Archvale music.
There are so many songs in Archvale. There's fast ones and slow ones and high ones and low ones, but the most important thing to remember is they're all bad, like Ben.
There are many different ways you can play Archvale, be it on your mobile phone or your home computer. Let's hear about one of them.
Hey gamers, welcome back to Spanky Long Nose Gaming, and today I want to talk about my new Archvale Special Edition 3DS game console. Archvale is a game that I played on my computer at home, but this game console will let me play it on the go whenever I leave my house, which isn't much, but it could let me play it on the loo. And let's open it up. So this is my new Archvale Special Edition 3DS, comes preloaded with Archvale, so I can play it on the go. Isn't that fantastic?
I'm at Bristol Harbourside, by the water. Now there's an underwater zone in Archvale, which undoubtedly IDOZ would have visited here for inspiration in creating that area. However, there's many different zones in Archvale, and everyone has their favourite, so let's go and find out one now.
So my favourite place in Archvale, it's one of the towns. I think there's kind of a mushroomy biome, and it's like little mushroom people, and I think the town has like mushroom children, and I can't remember what the children said, but they said they made funny sounds. I think if you could like click on them and they say something funny. Maybe they were arguing with each other, I can't remember, but there was something charming about the dialogue there, I think.
Let's ask someone here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah? Excuse me, have you heard of the video game Archvale?
I'm not saying this.
No, come on, have you heard of the game?
Archvale is available on the internet, so therefore can be enjoyed wherever in the world. Let's hear about some people who enjoy Archvale in another place.
So while we were deployed over in Kenya, we kind of noticed instantly as soon as we got there, just like back home, children were kind of more focused on their screens. And one day we came up and, what are you playing with? Well, they were just shouting Archvale, That's all they could say, Archvale. We took many photos just to prove them with Archvale, but it's all we heard, screams about Archvale. They loved it, and it's ingrained in their culture now. Culture, religion, day-to-day activities. It's almost like the crack cocaine now of Kenya. They cannot wake up without, thinking, playing Archvale, being Archvale. And when you go over there and see the landscape and how they are, you really do understand it.
Here's food for thought. Not everyone in the world can speak English, so Archvale had to be translated into different languages. Let's hear from one of the translators.
I did the Polish translation.
Take up your weapon in this RPG and build a hell world and back on a journey to a right wrongs from a long time ago. Only you can defeat the evil forces of the undying guardians and reunite the world with the fabled Archvale. Gotta love some Archvale. Gotta play some Archvale. Ain't gonna buy Archvale.
Let's ask someone. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.